If you find what I'm about to tell you shocking, then you haven't been paying attention. The Associated Press investigated those people killed in Trump's military strikes on boats in the Caribbean. Remember this? Well, it turns out these hardened criminals, as Trump and Six-Pack Pete claimed, were no such thing.
Okay, we're going to kill them.
The report said one was a fisherman struggling to eke out a living on $100 a month. Another was a former military cadet. And a fourth was a bus driver.
We're going to kill them.
The AP conducted dozens of interviews in Venezuelan coastal towns, finding families who dispute Trump's portrayal of their loved ones as narco-terrorists. Most of these guys were low-level laborers taking dangerous jobs for $500 a trip. They were laborers, a fisherman, a motorcycle taxi driver.
Hey, we're going to kill them.
And the boats weren't carrying fentanyl or heading to Florida. They shipped cocaine to nearby Trinidad and other islands, and then to Europe. This is because the bulk of Colombian cocaine for the U.S. typically leaves Colombia via the Pacific. The boats we blew up that did have drugs were carrying cocaine instead of the deadlier opioids, which kill tens of thousands in America each year. And by the way, for 2 decades were actually produced by the Sackler Company here in the U.S. and pimped by doctors to addicts, killing thousands of Americans. No one bombed Sackler. They were allowed to keep their billions. So here's the question. Is the United States acting legally when they blow these boats up and kill innocent people in international waters? I'm kidding. Fuck no, they're not.
We want to get you this breaking news this morning. Secretary Pete Hegseth's revealing that the Department of War carried out a strike on an alleged drug boat overnight. He says it was operated by Tren de Aragua. 6 alleged narco-terrorists were killed in the strike, and this comes as President Trump says the crackdown against narco-terrorism could move to land operations.
Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country.
Thousands losing opioid treatment? Let me tell you, Trump's big beautiful bill is about to make the opioid epidemic spike again. Like 1,000 more overdose deaths every year. We've been clawing back from that nightmare. Deaths falling fast because people finally got meds and support. Now, Medicaid cuts from this bill could kick nearly 8 million people off insurance, slicing access to life-saving meds. Doctors are furious, saying this is not just a policy flop, it's a death sentence. And the worst? Many folks battling addiction won't even qualify for exemptions because they're undiagnosed, so they fall through the cracks. This bill tossed away progress and is fueling misery. Yeah, America's health just took a major hit.
Okay, we're going to kill them.
Dana, thanks for having me back. I mean, this president and the administration has been really clear that all options are going to be on the table to go after these terror cartels.
Now, the families in Venezuela are understandably pissed that their relatives were not given due process. Instead, Venezuela's ambassador to the UN called them extrajudicial executions, which is exactly what they are. In the past, the boats would have been interdicted by U.S. authorities and the crewmen charged with federal crimes, affording them a day in court.
Kill them.
But under this clusterfuck, since September, at least 69 people have been killed by the strikes. Now, you might wonder why. Why Venezuela and why now?
In the Caribbean Sea, a U.S. military drone found what it was looking for, a 12-meter-long wooden boat. They're commonly used here by fishermen and also drug traffickers. Typically, the U.S. would stop and search the boat to find out which, but this time, the U.S. just blew it up. 2 weeks later, the U.S. blew up another boat, then another, and another, and another. Donald Trump claimed that dozens of people killed by these strikes worked for drug cartels, and that this was just the start of his new strategy to stop them.
To every terrorist thug smuggling poisonous drugs into the United States of America, please be warned that we will blow you out of existence. We have no choice.
But most of Trump's strikes were in the wrong place. Most drugs are produced in Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, and Mexico, then trafficked overland or through the Pacific. Then in October, we found out the real target.
Trump is ramping up his military campaign in the Caribbean.
Made it clear he wants Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro removed from power.
Trump ordered the Navy's largest and most advanced aircraft carrier to the region.
Authorized the CIA to operate inside Venezuela.
And warned Venezuela and its cartels that striking land is next.
How did Trump turn a war on drug cartels into a potential war with Venezuela?
This is not stretching the envelope. This is tearing the envelope apart.
Where could he take that war next?
It seems like a recipe for a war that could go on forever.
What's happening in Venezuela is what happened in the Middle East and in Central America under Republican regimes. In the 80s, it was Reagan toppling democratically elected leaders and replacing them with friendly to the U.S. dictators. It's what we did in Iraq under W. Create a safe place for U.S. business in the Middle East while killing anyone who gets in our way, including 1 million Iraqis. And Central America was all about businesses taking advantage of cheap labor. But we also, in removing these elected leaders, created gangs that eventually drove hundreds of thousands out of their country and toward the U.S. border. So again, why Venezuela? What do they have in common with the Middle East?
Why does Venezuela's oil matter so much to America? Let's break it down, step by step. Right here in South America, Venezuela sits on the world's biggest oil treasure, around 300 billion barrels, worth more than $21 trillion. That's more than Saudi Arabia's 267 billion, and way ahead of America's own 69 billion. On paper, now look at the map. Venezuela's oil fields are right on the Caribbean coast, just a short trip north across the sea, and you hit the U.S. Gulf Coast, home to some of America's biggest refineries. Whoever controls this oil controls a jackpot right in America's backyard. If Venezuela freely sells oil, the market floods with cheap supply. Prices crash. That hurts America's own shale oil industry. By keeping Venezuela locked under sanctions, the U.S. and its Middle Eastern allies keep demand and prices in their favor.
Trump's foreign policy is not difficult to understand. Man-titties will do anything for anyone if he can grift on it. It all started when Trump pleaded with Putin to build a Trump Tower in Moscow. Then Trump sold the 45th floor of Trump Tower to the Saudis. Trump charged the U.S. government millions by having the Secret Service stay at his properties. The Saudis gave Jared a $2 billion investment. Trump Jr.'s company is selling drones to the Pentagon. Ivanka made $100 million with the Chinese. And Trump's tariffs allowed his friends to buy and sell around the announcement and make millions. And Trump pardoned a crypto partner who was laundering money for terrorists. But this, blowing up small boats and killing innocent people while lying about drugs and fentanyl.
Okay, we're going to kill them.
I'm very thankful that they are aggressive going after the cartels on the supply side. But Dana, we have to go the same pace on the demand side. The kids need help.
Speaking of cuts, a leaked preliminary budget suggests that there are plans to cut around 24 substance abuse and prevention treatment programs. Those cuts include a $56 million grant to distribute naloxone kits. Those are the overdose kits. And they're also training first responders how to use them. Naloxone is that overdose reversal drug. The White House says final decisions have not yet been made about the budget.
So I applaud the administration.
It's the same lie Trump, Miller, and this drunk are using to attack immigrants in this country, all while creating this fucked up narrative that these innocent people pose a threat. These countries are not a threat to the U.S. The threat to the U.S., it's a lot easier to find.
Okay, we're going to kill them.
Go fuck yourself.
Goddamn right.
I think the president is definitely f***ing Satan.
I kept my underwear on.
I'm very excited about that.
So you're a nasty person. They know how to get to me.
Suck my fat one.
They had what?
Who you talking to?
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage.
I'm Chip Franklin.